ESPN2, covering more than 300 hours of the Australian Open, the French Open, and the championships Wimbledon. ESPN2, the Grand Slam Network.
And we've got Grand Slam action today. Men's and women's quarterfinal play begins. Martina Hingis on the cover of the Programme Quotidien. And a gorgeous day for tennis. The crowd starting to stream in here because they know that this championship is headed toward its final days. And these are the critical matches. Martina Hingis continues to be a huge story on the women's side. Her comeback starting earlier this year, and even she couldn't expect that she'd be in the position she is now, perhaps a chance to win her first French Open championship. Kim Clijsters is her opponent today. She's the number 2 seed in this tournament, and it's looked better with each match that she's gotten through, so this will be a tough test for Hingis today. The hard-hitting Kim Clijsters from Belgium.
Come on, Belgium! Come on, Kim! Come on, Justin! We're going to win! Yeah!
Fans from around Europe supporting their favorites. Justine Henin-Ardenne from Belgium will join Kim Clijsters in a quarterfinal match today. And if there is a favorite in the tournament, it is probably Justine Henin-Ardenne, and probably was even before the number 1 seed Mauresmo was knocked out of action. Here on Suzanne Lenglen, a 17-year-old just turned 17. She's the number 16 seed. Nicole Vaidisova from the Czech Republic takes on the last American in the women's draw, Venus Williams, the 11 seed, who knows about championship play. Well, it's going to be all over the courts today. The action in the quarterfinals, Dinara Safina against Svetlana Kuznetsova. Henin-Ardenne meets the young German woman Grunfeld, Martina Hingis and Clijsters, and in men's play, the top seed Roger Federer against Mario Ancic, and Davydenko and Nalbandian. That one could last a little while. 9 hours of live tennis action here on ESPN2. Hi everyone, I'm Tim Ryan with Mary Jo Fernandez, and we're here at Suzanne Lenglen, ready to go to watch Venus Williams against the rising young star, Nicole Vaidisova. Now, Vaidisova must remind Venus Williams of when she was 17, making her way into the finals of the U.S. Open. Now she's the aged veteran.
Absolutely. Venus Williams remembers what it was like to be the underdog, the teenager with nothing to lose, very hungry, not being intimidated. But now Venus Williams, she's the established champion, 5-time major champion. And I think the experience is going to help her. She hasn't played a lot of tennis this season, but I think because she can draw on all of her experience, that's why we're seeing her win matches. And she had a tough one in her last round against Patty Schnyder. Patty Schnyder, the lefty from Switzerland, had never beaten Venus Williams, but on clay, you would have to think Patty Schnyder had a good chance. She's got the craftiness with the spins and the slices, and Venus started off well, broke early on, was moving well, but then she had a little bit of a slump with some unforced errors. But what I like about Venus in this tournament, even when she has the bad patches, she regroups quickly, and that's what she did in the second and third sets. Covered the net beautifully. She's been very focused throughout. You can tell this championship means a lot to her, and probably leading into Wimbledon, she wants to gain some confidence right here, right now.
She plays every match to win, of course, and what a big deal it would be if suddenly she was the French Open champion this year. I mean, not a lot of people thought she'd even get this far in this tournament. She's had very little match play this year because of her injury. So here she is with a real shot in the quarterfinal. Now, Vaidisova, of course, the youngster who's suddenly made her impact on this tournament very strongly by knocking out Amelie Mauresmo, the top seed.
Vaidisova is a very tall player, very mature for her age, and she took on world's #1 fan favorite home country girl Amelie Mauresmo, who's trying in the near court to do what she hasn't been able to do in this tournament. Deal with the nerves, deal with the pressure, and it looked like after winning the first set she would be able to do it, Mauresmo, but Vaidisova has a great two-handed backhand. It's very similar to Venus Williams' open stance backhand, and she dictated. Second and third set was really no match. Amelie Mauresmo tried a little bit at the end to come in and put some pressure, but her shots didn't have enough oomph on them, and Vaidisova never got tight, never really got the chance to get tight because the balls were landing so short. She was dictating play. I mean, this teenager's already won 6 tournaments in her young career, including the warm-up tournament leading into this year's French Open. She's the real deal, Tim.
I think she is the real deal as well, and you and I have had a chance to see her in other tournaments, and I've been saying that, but she does get tight. She can get tight. She can get angry and be a petulant teenager.
Well, that's the weakness.
That's something she's got to watch.
Absolutely. That's the weakness for Vaidisova. She can get temperamental on the court. Just a couple matches ago on this very court, the crowd got on her case. She questioned a couple calls, and she got very pouty. So she's trying to mature. She's trying to get over that stage, and in the last round, she really showed some composure and some maturity against Mauresmo.
There were a couple of opportunities in that Mauresmo match where it looked like she might, throw a racket down to the dirt or whatever, and she stopped herself, and that was definitely a good sign. I'm sure her father, who was her coach, was pleased to see that she was able to kind of control herself and her emotions there. Venus Williams, the great champion, as we say, maybe a bit of a surprise. You can see her 2006 tournament schedule. She hasn't had a lot of action. She's come in with an assortment of injuries into this tournament, but finally feeling good. And in those highlights we showed, what I know you and I have always hoped for her is that she's been attacking, coming to the net every chance she gets, even on the slow play of Paris.
She's at her best when she's looking to move forward, but she's such a good athlete that she can cover a lot of ground on the clay courts. And even though she hasn't played a lot of tennis, she had the elbow injury, kept her out for 3 months. She's starting to find her rhythm, and like I said, she's been positive. She's regrouped when she's had to.
Very similar styles, these two tall, hard-hitting tennis players out here in the quarterfinal, and I think you're going to see a lot of the same type of play from each end of the court. Who will be the strongest when it's over? We'll be back here with more from Roland Garros and the start of our match here, the women's quarterfinals, first match of the day, Vaidisova and Williams.
The greetings are different. The need to feel welcome is the same. You don't just stay here. You belong.
Hey, what do you do with the green M&Ms?
I'm making a special cookie for Gertrude. Oh.
The new Monster Cookie Blizzard at Dairy Queen. It's scary good.
Wherever Power Shot goes, great pictures follow.
Make every shot a power shot.
The intensity of a champion, the skill of an artist, the competition, the power, the precision. The greatest dramas in tennis unfold. The Australian Open, the French Open, the championships at Wimbledon. The best players, the world's biggest stages. ESPN2, the Grand Slam Network. The French Open now playing.
Opportunity doesn't knock. Opportunity waits. Waits for people with the knowledge, experience, and talent to locate it. At Oppenheimer Funds, our investment teams have been creating value by finding hidden investment opportunities for over 45 years. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Carefully consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Call your advisor for a prospectus with this and other fund information. Read it carefully before investing.
Remember me. The F-150 is a perfect choice because they can use it for a family vehicle. Plus, you can haul whatever you would like. You have plenty of room, comfort.
When Ford redesigned the F-150s, they done a wonderful job, the ride and the handling.
Ford F-150 is so popular because I truly honestly believe that it is the best looking truck on the road.
The Ford pickups have been the #1 selling vehicle for 28 years in a row. And it's one of the safest vehicles you'll find and one of the best resellers you'll ever get.
Your Bridgestone dealer for Coleman County is Quick Tire Sales on the 157 bypass.
Beautiful Paris, site of the French Open here at Roland Garros. Women's quarterfinal day. In fact, there'll be 2 men's quarterfinals played today as well. All 4 of the women's matches are scheduled, and we're at Suzanne Langland for the first match of the day, which will feature the American Venus Williams at number 11 seed against 16-seeded Nicole Vaidisova, who just turned 17 years old. Venus Williams with the final warm-ups here, and again, we mentioned that Venus coming in with not a lot of match play, but has just steadily gone on through here. Mary Jo Fernandez, and playing in top form now as she comes to meet the youngster from the Czech Republic, who spends probably half her year in Bradenton, Florida, as you know.
Yeah, she's been at Bollettieri's academy since she was 11 years old, and she's a hard worker. She had a shoulder injury right after the Australian Open, did her rehab, and could have come back a little sooner, but the plan was to get as healthy as possible, looking long term, and that's what I like about her. She's not trying to get all the results right away. She's looking at longevity.
Well, these two players naturally have only played once before. Naturally, they have a strong sense of what might happen out here today, even though it is only their second appearance. We had a chance to get their thoughts on playing each other.
Vaidisova, I've only played her once about a year ago, and I'm sure she's improved her game since.
Definitely a great champion. You know, she's done great.
We're very similar.
Yeah, we try to be aggressive, try to hit winners.
Obviously, I like to play aggressively, and that's very effective on the clay, and I can still run a lot of balls down. Match us up together, I probably can, you know, inch her out a little bit on doing things better.
I'm not gonna go to this match thinking I have nothing to lose. I just can surprise, but take it as another opponent is against me and just, you know, try to win another match.
You know, any kind of edge is always good going into any match. So if experience gives me an edge, I'm liking it.
Only one previous meeting on the tour. It was won by Williams at Istanbul last year, 6-3 and 6-2. And I think both players would simply wipe that one out as a non-starter, if you will. It's all about where they are now, because Venus Williams recognizes a year at that age, 16 to 17, makes a huge difference.
It sure does. Vaidisova has a lot more confidence. She's much more mature. She's much more patient on the court. But in my mind, it's going to be like a hard court match. They're going to be going for a lot of winners, and it's going to come down to who takes that first strike so often between these two. And Venus herself said she thinks she does everything a little bit better. We'll see if that's true.
Well, the American men are gone from this tournament. Venus Williams, the last American in the championships. Let's see what she can do when we come back.
The NBA Finals Game 1, Thursday on ABC.
State Farm celebrates Disney and Pixar's Cars with the Countdown to Cars giveaway. Enter today at statefarm.com and you could win one of 25 Ford Mustangs. To increase your chances to win, enter every day.
Pure Dell. It's an uncomplicated approach to creating more loyal customers. With enterprise database solutions, you can scale as you grow. And they all run on Dell PowerEdge servers, featuring the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors, which makes everything easy to manage. So you spend less time minding your servers and more time minding the store. That's the direct path to success. That's pure Dell.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yo, Pepto-Bismol. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yo, Pepto-Bismol. Pink does more than you think.
Okay. Back at Roland Garros, Suzanne Langland Court, and we've got a packed day of action for you, 9 hours on ESPN2. All 4 of the women's quarterfinal matches will be played, and 2 of the 4 men's quarterfinals will be played today, including the #1 seed, Roger Federer, in action. But on Suzanne Langland, it's the American #11 seed, Venus Williams, ranked 13 in the world, against Nicole Vaidisova from the Czech Republic, the #16 seed. And you see empty seats here because it is just a little afternoon, and always it seems to be a late arriving crowd during the French Open, but we can guarantee you all of those seats will be packed very shortly, certainly by the end of the first set in this match, as they've had themselves a little bite to eat on their way in, gathering their baguettes and their beverages, and coming in to enjoy this world-class action.
And Venus Williams has to like the fact that she's in the top half of this draw. It was the weaker draw when the tournament started, and it still is. These are all winnable matches. Vaidisova, Williams, anyone can win. I give the edge to Williams just because of the experience. And then Safina Kuznetsova, that's going to be a hard-hit match as well. The clay quarters, they're on the bottom half. Anna Arden, Kim Kleisters, and of course Martina Hingis Grunfeld playing in her first quarterfinal of a major as well from Germany. But the big matchup is Kleisters-Hingis, isn't the rematch of the Australian Open?
Oh yeah, there's lots of anticipation for that match, and of course Kim Kleisters coming back into the tournament off injuries as well.
Ready?
Venus Williams will open play here for this first women's quarterfinal match of the tournament on court Suzanne Langla against Vaidisova. And a quick 15 love. Big serve right at the body from Venus Williams. A little sample of what the youngster will be seeing today.
They both have big first serves. Vaidisova has a great service action, as you'll see after this game.
And Venus starting to come in immediately. And that's been effective for her throughout the tournament over Sibylle Baumer of Austria and then Emma Line of Finland. Karolina Sprem and Patty Schneider. She kept up that same kind of attacking play on the clay, and lots of us who've said we think she should be doing it more and much of the time. She certainly made us happy watching how effective it was.
Been to the final of the French in 02, losing to her little sister Serena. Been to the quarters a few times. She's always said that she likes playing on clay. She enjoys the challenge. She's won tournaments on it, the Family Circle Cup. She's won in Istanbul. That's where she beat Vaidisova last year.
Vaidisova back to 40-30.
40-30.
And we all know what a great competitor Venus Williams is. We talk about the competitive fire of Sharapova and Williams. And of course, we saw the two of them against each other in a major. But I just think, you know, you can't count her out of winning here on the clay in Paris because she wants to do it. She's just not making a big deal about saying that. But it wouldn't be a shock for her to get all the way through here. But this is a test for her against the youngster today.
It's amazing, though, how things have changed in the last few years. I mean, for a while, you expected Venus to win every time she stepped onto the court, unless she was playing Serena. Yep. She was dominating. And now she's almost like a floater. She's almost like the dangerous player in the tournament who can produce the upset. But she's got the majors. She's won 3 Wimbledons, 2 U.S. Opens, been to the finals of Australia. She lost to Serena in both the Australian and the French Open final. And that's why before this tournament I said if Venus can find a way to get to the second week, watch out, because anything can happen. She knows that she can win a major championship.
Vaidisova at love 1 here. Her first service game.
Venus was asked before this tournament started, now that her ranking has dropped, whether she felt the other players didn't mind playing against her. And she said, I don't think anybody wants to play a Venus or a Serena Williams. And I think that's very true. Her rankings dropped to 13 in the world. Davenport's dropped because her back injury has not been able to play since the Pacific Life. Granville's the 3rd American, ranked 48th.
That's a big gap.
Serena's at the top 100. Hoping she's going to come back this summer.
Long forehand. 15 all. Vaidisova just turned 17. April 23rd. Almost 6 feet now. 20-7 this year. You mentioned she's had a bit of a shoulder problem. Won at Strasbourg, one of the tune-ups just before the French. Coming in good form.
She swept the Asian circuit at the end of last year in the fall, winning 3 small tournaments back to back.
Ooh, backhand long from Venus.
And I like the fact that Vaidisova goes and plays the smaller events. That's, I think, where you figure out how to win, how to get through opponents that you're supposed to beat. It's her second French Open for Vaidisova. Lost to Schiavone, the Italian, last year in the second round.
Well, she's coached by her stepfather, Alex Kodat, who she considers her real dad, and they're close. It's a good relationship, and so he helps in those decisions as to how to schedule her as a teenager, making her way quickly through the upper ranks on the Sony Ericsson WTA Tour in 2015.
She had won 18 matches in a row. She won the 3 titles in Asia, lost to Mauresmo in Philadelphia. That snapped the 18-match win streak.
Vaidisova was born in Germany when her father was there on business. In the Czech Republic, she's still known as Vaidisova. That's how you would say it in Czech. But because of her time in America and her agents and all the rest of it, becoming Americanized, much as Maria Sharapova did, she's now known as Nicole Vaidisova. Easier to say, easier to remember. On the forehand there, not getting down to that ball, brings her back to deuce.
Alex Kodat, her stepfather. Very calm person. You'll see Nicole talk to him. That's her mom, by the way. She just came a couple days ago. Rihanna doesn't travel that much with Nicole, and she was so nervous the other day when she was playing Mauresmo. She's like, I probably shouldn't have come. But now she's happy she's here. I've sat next to her father during some matches, and she'll rant and rage and talk to him, and he will not even look at her.
No,
he puts his head down and totally ignores her. This is someone who will not be coaching. You'll never catch him coaching.
I think it's very effective. He doesn't want to encourage her or discourage her, especially when she's in a bad mood, having a teen tantrum. He just pretends it's not happening. Get your act together. He says silently, I'm sure.
Second double fault for Vaidisova in this game. A little bit of nerves early on. First quarterfinal in a Grand Slam for Vaidisova. She's reached around a 16 of her last 2 majors, the U.S. Open and the Australian Open. And she had one of those tantrums at the U.S. Open.
Yes, big time. Now, if you give her a short ball, that's what she's going to do, and been very effective. Well, there's a better-known tennis dad, Richard Williams. Here is
Mademoiselle Williams.
His coach for this tournament, and always with a camera, usually a new one. He must have some sizable collection of cameras now.
This is a video camera.
Yeah.
He's usually taking pictures.
Yeah, but he's got
enough of them.
He's got everything. Yeah, he's fully armed with those cameras. Open court for Vaidisova, and finds that forehand.
Big first serve.
Take off the break point.
Setting up the forehand winner. Gets good extension on the serve and then gets the top spin and the whole body into her forehand. It's a much improved shot for Vaidisova the last 12 months. Oh, that's too good from Venus. And that's her bread and butter, the double-handed backhand. She can change the direction of the ball. Has great disguise. She rolls one cross court, and then when you least expects it, she just rips it up the line. Another break point.
Sample of her power there. Not much time to set up, and still she rips this next forehand right there.
They like the pace. They're going to feed off each other's power.
Second break point saved here in the opening service game for Vaidisova. And is inside the service line.
Avantage.
For the second serve. Third break point.
She's feeling the pressure of the Williams return of serve. Why she's missing these second serves early on.
Venus standing right on the baseline for the first serve and comes inside for the second. Intimidating factor for sure.
Well, it just shows you you're going to have to do a little bit more with the return.
Égalité.
Venus trying to attack this one. It got a little high on her and just hit it up the middle of the court. You need to get Vaidisova moving out wide. That's still her weakness, but moves pretty well for a tall player. We're going to see a lot of winners and a lot of unforced errors in this match.
Avantage, mademoiselle Vaidisova.
These two will not be holding back, and it's the serve again that sets up the point.
First serve is obviously going to be an important part of her game today. It's apparent that Venus is going to be attacking the second one, and she now takes a good full step inside the line.
Mademoiselle Vaidisova.
Venus thought it was going long. They didn't make an attempt to hit the ball, and it was on the line or maybe inside the line.
So Vaidisova with a little extra work here. Here's a look at the cannon shot spot.
Yeah, it was
well
inside the line. That was strange from Venus.
So we're all even at one here. 3 break points go away from Venus Williams in the first service game of Vaidisova. And again, the attacking mode on her service. Venus Williams, 25 years old now. First started playing some pro tournaments at the age of 14. So she is really the veteran in this combination of two star tennis players.
Very different approach, though.